Welcome back to Breakfast from Roth. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Flapjack and Nitro. Our next guest took third yesterday, Mr. Eneko Llanos from Spain. Eneko, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Not too bad today. Feeling a bit sore, but yeah, I'm feeling good.
You know, Eneko was chatting just before we started that you've done probably 20 to 25 Ironman or iron distance races in your career. Does it get to a point where you know early in a race that it's not your day, that, oh my God, this is going to be a long, hard day?
Yeah, sometimes you see that. Sometimes right from the beginning, and other times during the race, you see that maybe this is not my day. Maybe it's gonna be a tough day, but you never know because in an Ironman it's a long day and everything changes a lot. But then there are some certain times when you know, no, this is not my day, and I'm going to suffer a lot. And but you never know. Sometimes it's just a bad moment, and then you get through that, and you recover and have a not so bad day. But
Sure.
yeah, you see when things are going well or when things are not going that well.
Have you had days where you think, oh, this is not my day, and then all of a sudden you end up winning the race and having a great day?
Yeah, that happened too. And you see, well, because sometimes you don't realize that this is, as I say, a long day, and
Right.
sometimes you think, no, I'm having a bad swing, and this is all grown, but then you have all the bike and all the run to do, and,
Right.
and you recover and you finish maybe winning the race or at least doing a decent race. So
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen. So that's why it's important to keep pushing even
Right.
if you don't feel right in that moment.
Was yesterday a harder day than normal here? It seemed a lot hotter than I've seen it here.
Yes, I've raced here 3 times before, and obviously it was the hottest I ever experienced here. And well, I think the guys from the Challenge family say that this was the hottest day ever in the
Yes.
30 years of the
Wow.
race history. And yes, for me, it was one of the toughest races I've done. I really felt really hot in the run. And right from the beginning, I didn't have the best feeling. So for me, it was one of my hardest races ever.
When you go into a race, and we talked the other day, this is the type of race where you expect to go under 8 hours to win, and you expect that there's going to be 3-4 people under 8 hours, and I think we just had Timo was under.
Yeah.
So, and it became almost like a Kona type of race. It was more of not a race, fast race, but a survivor race. Did it feel like that to you?
Yeah, it felt right like that. I was thinking, yes, try to survive, try to keep running, because I came here expecting to go under 8 hours and to have a fast time in my resume. And then when I realized that I wasn't running well, and I was looking my time splits every kilometer, and then I got to a point where I stopped watching the GPS, and I just kept running really slow. But then it's a race. It's not only the time. Then it's a race, and if you in a day like yesterday, if you survive and you get to the finish line, sometimes you get a good result. So that's I got third, and sometimes during the run I didn't expect that. So yeah, it was for me, and I think for the guys who. Not for Timo or for Nils, they were in another division yesterday. They were really fast. They did great. But for the rest of us, I think it was just a survival race.
Well, it's interesting because you look at, you were 8:09:29, Joe Gambles was 8:10:10, and James Cunningham was 8:11:44. So you guys had a race within a race, right, for that third place spot. Because Timo's a couple minutes up the road, basically 15 minutes up the road, and Nils is another 9 minutes up the road. So it really came, forget about those guys. Yeah. It was a race for third place. You were racing for that with those guys.
Yeah, I was most of the time racing with Joe because he passed me. Then I saw he was struggling, and I passed him again, and then he came close to 40 seconds behind me, and I think when he was having a good time, I was having a bad time. So it was like. Yeah, and it was like this till the end.
Yes.
So it was not only trying to survive, but also trying to not to slow down too much, so he could catch me. So yeah, it was even tougher because of that. Because I was coming, getting back to road, and only 3-4 Ks to go, and I was thinking, well, I suffer all this all day alone, and at least I want to get on the podium, and I was really scared because Joe got to a point where he was really close, and then James was also there.
Yes,
so
he was coming
yeah,
too.
at the end was a survival race, but also we were racing against each other, so
Exactly.
it was even tougher because of that.
You know, when you end up in a race like that, where you're usually, you race to win. I know you want to win every race you're in, and I'm sure that in your head you're going, okay, I can't win today. I'm 15 minutes back or 10 minutes back. Is it hard to stay motivated to go, okay, I'm racing now for third place?
Well, I really race to give my best and to have a good feeling and
Yes.
to feel good with my performance and obviously to win. But for me, sometimes it's more important to feel good, and that didn't happen yesterday because if I'm third but I'm happy and I think that I done a good race. Well,
Yes.
there are two guys that were better than
They're
me.
better
but,
on you
but
today.
obviously these two guys were much better than me yesterday. But I didn't have a good feeling during the race, during the day. So that's even tougher because I thought I was in a good shape. So yeah, and I don't know. I didn't feel good because of that, because I think that I didn't have a good day, and I think that I was ready to do a bit better than I did yesterday. But also happy because it was a mental race, and I
Right.
was able to stay in the race and to keep running and to finish. So it's also important to do that and not to quit from the race. So yeah, it's also good. You gain a lot of strength and you learn a lot from these races too.
Well, like you said, this was a mental type of race. It's a type of race where it would be easy. I don't feel good, and you can look at the other guys and go, "Oh, they look great," and it'd be easy to all of a sudden you're only in 7th, 8th, or 9th place. You can fall off. But so, is it all the years of racing that you've done, all the tough training days, that allows you to go, okay, I'm not having a tough day, but I'm having a tough day, but it's 90 degrees out here.
Yeah.
These guys are having a tough day too. I just have to stay within myself.
Yeah, I have to keep running and stay in the race, and then well, I was in the beginning. I was fifth, sixth. I didn't expect to even to get the podium,
Right.
to be third. So at that time, I was thinking to stay in the race, try to run, and finally I got the third place. So it's a good result for me. I'm happy with that too.
It's one of those things you probably don't know that you really have third because it's so close
Yeah.
until you get into that
Yeah.
stadium, and even then you're looking back.
Yeah, I was looking back because I know Joe was
Yeah.
close behind, but and then it's also good to finish here because if you miss the finish line, you miss a big experience.
It's pretty cool.
of this
It's
race.
one of the
So
best experience, the best finish
it's-
lines in
it's-
sport.
It's great to get into the stadium and enjoy all the public there and the ambience. So it's fantastic to finish here in this finish line.
If you're going to have a tough day, and when you're out on the Kona course and it's a tough day, you're by yourself, it's windy, there's lava, there's no people. If you're having a tough day here, and there's people on the course, does that help?
Yeah, it makes it easier. It makes it easier to have all these people cheering. You get to the town of Roth
Yes.
in the 40K mark, and there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
It's packed with people, and they are all cheering. You can't stop there. You
No.
can't. If you stop there, they wanna push you and they wanna make you run. So it's good. You don't have that in many races.
No.
Other races, you get to 40Ks and you're alone, and you say, well, there is no way I can
Yes.
keep running. But
Yeah.
here you have to.
You
So
have to keep
it's the support of the people here is amazing, and it really helps a lot.
So the rest of your season, is it now a little time off and then build up to Kona?
Yeah, some time off now to recover well from the race, and then start the training for Kona.
And do you look at your power numbers and things like that to try to figure out, okay, what happened, or do you figure, hey, some days you have great days. I've done over 20 Ironman or iron distance races. Some days are good and some days are bad, and you really can't predict.
Well, it's good to have all the data now and try to analyze what if there was something wrong, or
Yeah.
it's good to yeah. And in the next week, of course, I will be thinking a lot about what happened yesterday and see if I did something wrong and I
Right.
can improve that.
Perfect. And Nico, thanks so much for taking time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right,
It's a
Eneko
pleasure to be
Llanos,
here.
always a pleasure. Eneko Llanos has been our guest. Again, you can check us out on YouTube on Babbittville. We're brought to you by Nitro and Flapjack. This is Breakfast from Roth and the gentleman who swam an hour and 30 minutes yesterday. Rainer will take us out. Thank you, Rainer.